that initial high of seeing an artist's first show, first time they have a hit record, that doesn't get old.
Sick.
How you doing?
It's great to have you in the library.
Thank you.
I'm excited to talk about books and research and referencing. I think, there's so much to talk about with your career. You've had a long and storied career with lots of interesting artists and twists and turns. But where I actually want to start is the beginning. You kind of broke into music by DJing and making mixtapes. As your career has progressed, you've nurtured the careers of all of these young artists. And something that I've noticed in interviewing with you is that you are quite aware of like branding and about like the kind of representation of these artists visually. And something that I saw in your mixtapes, and I printed out some of my favorite ones, is this where your sense of like branding and design came from?
I don't know. I think my sense of branding and design around this time, I wanted to stand out. This by far is my favorite one.
This is the best one, the New Yorker.
This is part of a series called I Can Make You Famous.
Okay.
You know, and this time around when I was 19, I came up with the idea that I was going to be an A&R.
Okay.
And the tagline was like, your favorite A&R's favorite A&R.
Yeah.
And my idea
You made that tagline for yourself.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
And the whole idea of the campaign was I wanted to show people that I could be like the next great A&R. And I was going to do the mixtapes as like my resume. So I came up with like a series called I Can Make You Famous. And this is like part 2.
Yeah.
And instead of number 2, I put 2.
Yeah.
Because it's part 2. And that's True Life, who still cool with up to this day. The name of his song was The New New York. So we called it The New New Yorker.
Yes.
It was a whole concept. And
got you.
this one was actually
GTA.
This was the first branding one because I actually did this with Rockstar.
Okay.
They sent me stills from their game Manhunt.
Oh wow.
Mixtapes were hot at the time because of 50 Cent.
Yeah.
And they were like, yo, we want to figure out a way in.
Yeah.
So I got one of my mentors, Just Blaze, who's a big hip hop producer. We got it done together. Rockstar gave us the check.
Yeah.
This is my other manager at the time, Urban America. He might have got a lot more money than me, but he set it up. And Xbox.
Yeah.
And the whole breakdown were stills from the game. And we called it Manhunt and did the concept.
Yeah.
I haven't thought about this in about 20 years, but this is kind of crazy.
This is coming back very clear to you, though, also.
Oh, yeah.
Like, with all of these, like, you're not just slapping this together being like, oh, this will look nice. Like, you have a full vision for what they're going to look like.
And that hasn't really changed. Like, even now, my company, 3 Times Louder, you know, we really focus on brand building, figuring out how to fly multiple planes at the same time. It's almost like the curation of the music and the creative and how you can all make this make sense. Because you don't ever hear music by itself. You hear it like using Spotify, you're streaming on vinyl, in a commercial, in a restaurant, in an elevator. So like music's like the secondary thing. So you have to position it to make people experience it in the right way.
Yeah. When you started your career, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it's like you started with Nicki Minaj, and then you've also worked with Travis Scott, with YG, with Don Toliver, and that's kind of like with your work with the bigger labels, and then now you have your own label, 3 Times Louder. Is there a difference in how you approached kind of that idea of branding and the full package and situating the artist with those earlier artists versus how you do that now with the younger artist in your own label?
Those are the artists that were a lot bigger, but I remember them when they were a lot smaller.
Yeah.
Like Nicki, I take the least amount of credit for.
Right.
I only managed her for 6 months.
Right.
I think if I learned for anything with Nicki is this superstars think like superstars from day one.
Oh yeah.
You don't just wake up one day like and halfway through your career like, you know what, I want to be a superstar.
Yeah.
Like they're like Napoleon Dynamite. Like they know right off the rip, I'm gonna be huge and I'm making moves to get there. And that was the first time I saw somebody like go from like, you know, doing shows for $500 to being one of a global icon of the 2010s.
Yeah.
But she knew from day one. Travis knew from day one.
Yeah. Can you think of an example of like something they said or they did when they were small that you were like, if anyone else said that, they'd be crazy, but you kind of believed it because they had that quality?
Travis had like 3 singles out.
Yeah.
And he broke his whole game plan down to me. He said, I want to be in every space.
Yeah.
I want to be downtown.
Yeah.
I want to be streetwear.
Yeah.
I want to be street. I want to be trap.
Yeah.
I want to be avant-garde.
Yeah.
He had like 10 or 12 verticals
Wow.
of how he was going to make himself. This is one of the biggest artists in the world.
Yeah.
And this is what, you know, this is like pre-Spotify.
Yeah.
And he laid the whole thing out and executed that vision over the course of time.
Right.
And I think what I learned now is like, as artists gain more control over their careers, they can record music on their own, they can make their own covers, they can distribute their own music.
Yeah.
What you need is different. Now you just need teams to help you execute great ideas versus somebody telling you what to do.
Right.
So like 3 Times Louder, what we do is we kind of like build ourselves as like an extension of the artist's creative and management. The most rewarding work for me is what I do now. Like I still manage, I still have enjoyed that, but I enjoy more like bringing things that I've learned from like the outside world back to like the nest, and then watching like the newer artists like Alelo, Overcast, or Aleem grow into superstardom.
Okay, I think we're gonna go to the library. All right, what's the first book?
All right, first book I picked up is Rocker Style. I'm from Trinidad. I was born in Trinidad and Tobago, and so I really appreciate like Caribbean style. Some of these looks are crazy, but also timeless. Like I've seen people rocking the same beret with the button-up shirt right now. Like that's like a trend, but for them, this is kind of like their lifestyle. As like the internet and TikTok and everything grows, we're gonna start losing like these small like subcultures, and these books like this is going to become that much more important. This book, No Comment, I do love pictures like the old New York, you know, and just seeing how much has changed and also like how much is not.
Yeah.
You know, and just I always think about New York as like one of those cities that like no one's bigger than the city.
Yeah.
New York is its own special place, and it's not for everybody, and I don't think it's forever. Like I don't think I could keep myself up at a New York speed from, you know, from 5 to like 70.
Yeah.
But I was a big fan of all the photography.
Next book.
Nobuyoshi Araki. One thing that's common in his books, he has like these subjects. I never know if it's like his wife's or girlfriend or whatever, but like he'll follow like one person around for a length of time, doing so many things. And I think that's always so cool, you know, because any of these photos by itself might not be special, but you see them all in like a, you know, a 200-page book.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, took a lot of time.
Yeah.
It took a lot of like follow through.
Well, there's something like diaristic about it, and it strikes me that that seems similar to your photography as well.
I love street photography. I love documentary photography. So this is kind of like a mix of both. So I appreciate people like Araki who will sit there with one subject for years on it. I think it's incredible. Gus Van Sant, One Step Big Shot. I don't know much about him. What do you know about him?
Well, this book was actually submitted by a previous guest of ours. This was Chris Black's book. He's a director, film director, right? And these are Polaroids of like all the, you know, the actors that he worked with pretty early on in their career. Like if you flip through, you'll start to see some faces that you recognize.
I knew he was something that, I knew he wasn't a photographer as his main job.
Yeah.
So that's the reason I picked it up, because I still appreciate when people have like full-time jobs and still have time for like their hobbies.
Yes.
And the things that they're excited about. Luis Garcia. I picked this up because I recognized the cover.
Okay.
And I always love that shot. And then I looked through it. It's a lot of New York street photography.
Yeah.
I love his use of colors. It's easy to go to shoot stuff on the set or get like an actor, the beautiful actor, to do a black and white Polaroid.
Yeah.
Shooting a sewer.
Yeah.
You can make it like, it's really, 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 really hard to just shoot raw street photography with no subject.
Yeah.
So when you're just out there, just like a camera, and I'm just out here trying to catch something, it takes another level of commitment. Hey, my name is Sickamore, and I'm introducing Record by Daido Moriyama. This is one of my favorite books from absolutely my favorite photographer. This was a book that he started in 1972. It was actually like a collection of his magazines called Record. And I love it because it just shows off some of his best work, some of his most pure work, just all his photography. At one point he took like a gap, like I think like a 10 or 15 year gap. Just started beginning again and shooting again, which is cool because it just shows that photography, you could always pick up and where you left off and shoot again. So this book means a lot to me in a lot of different ways, and happy to submit.